all, and welcome to this year's Bronx Science National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We are very pleased to have you here with us tonight to celebrate you and your children's achievements. My name is Victoria.
And I'm Griffin, and we will be your Masters of Ceremony this evening. Welcome, seniors. Congratulations on your induction into the NHS. Please welcome Gina So, who will perform our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Thank you. Please welcome the NHS advisor, Mr. De Silva.
Welcome, everyone. We gather here this evening to celebrate these young men and women as they complete their 4th year of dedication to the Bronx science community. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as National Honor Society advisor for many years now, and to have the opportunity to work with such gifted, intelligent, and resourceful students. And tonight, we formally acknowledge their continued commitment to the principles of leadership, character, service, and scholarship. And now I'd like to introduce the principal of the Bronx High School of Science, Ms. Rachel Hoyle.
Thank you, Mr. De Silva, and welcome to our parents, teachers, and students. A special welcome to our new inductees. This is quite an honor, and you are here because you represent the best of the best. Not only have you excelled academically, but you have proven yourselves to be leaders among your peers. And not only have you shown that you are leaders, you've shown that you are leaders of a certain type. You are leaders who care about looking out for others and who are working to make the world a better place. Congratulations on this honor, and thank you for your continued commitment to excellence, both in the classroom and in service to your communities. And now, back to Victoria.
Thank you, Ms. Hoyle. Now, this year's NHS Board would like to speak to you about the 4 tenets of the National Honor Society: service, scholarship, character, and leadership. First up is J.K. Honoree Gungun, Vice President of Organization, talking about service.
Thank you, Victoria. Good evening, Bronx Science National Honor Society, seniors, families, friends, and teachers. I hope you're all staying safe and doing well amidst these times. Before I start, we wanted to thank you all for being present here on this very special day as we commemorate our senior members' accomplishments. This past school year was one that really tested the strength of the pillars of NHS, pillars we as members continue to uphold despite adversity. Today, I wanted to begin this part of the ceremony tonight by talking to you all about the first pillar of NHS, service. Now, what is service really? For some, it's helping within their own families, maybe taking care after your own siblings. For others, it's being able to volunteer within the school. And of course, service to our own communities, whether that's through tutoring sessions, event setups, you name it. Fact is, service is one's own unique way to help leave an impact on those around them, as cheesy as that may sound. This past year, we have had to ask ourselves that very question multiple times in 1 week. I mean, when I recall my first moments inside Bronx Science, I remember the seniors in t-shirts with a large encased NHS in them. It was my conversations with them that I'm here today 4 years later, really wishing I could have done the same for the next cohort. Service to me was being physically present, to be that support, that guidance, that person one could rely on. This year, unfortunately, there wasn't that physical presence. Yet, our collective action in this virtual world made me really question my initial definition of service. Maybe there wasn't the enormous in-person orientation, but we were still able to connect with prospective and accepted Bronx Science students to be a guide for them through one-on-one Q&As. Within the school community, we were able to help out in exciting ESO events like Clash of the Colors. Your handcrafted cards and letters made it to kids at NYU Langone and JCCA and really gave them a nice winter surprise. We were able to collectively advocate for autism awareness with Love Michael, and even sent letters to Congress for climate action. The SHSAT was still able to run very smoothly thanks to the hard work and dedication from you all. Shortly said, the diligent contributions from every single person present here today made it clear that service can come in a multitude of ways, even one's active participation from home. As we soon move on to the next chapter of our own stories, I really hope you can hold on to the passion and empathy I've seen in every single one of you throughout this year. Support one another. Be there for each other and really be present in the conversation and your own community. Small steps can go a long way, and I truly mean that. It has really been an honor and pleasure to be working alongside every one of you. A special shout out to Chidima, Julie, and Hannah, 3 strong and inspirational women who have come to know and work alongside thanks to NHS. And of course, Mr. De Silva, who has helped guide us through a year of unmatched waves. I would like to thank everyone once more for your hard work and commitment. I wish you all the best of luck in the future. And now, here is Hannah Gu, our VP of Tutoring, to talk to you all about scholarship.
Thanks, Honoree. Good evening to everyone celebrating the hard work and dedication that this year's Bronx Science Senior NHS members have demonstrated over the past 2 years, even during the most unprecedented time that we are in. I want to start by thanking everyone for all that they have done. Tonight, I will speak about the second pillar of NHS, scholarship. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, the definition of a scholar is a person who attends school or learns under a teacher. Regardless of your number grades as NHS members and Bronx Science students, we are all scholars who love learning, and we are all each other's teachers. We have learned how to work together, how to resolve issues, and how to give back to the school community, even when we're not physically together. Together, we made the virtual office hour tutoring system work. Every single period, every single day, we had 10 tutors who were ready to help out students across grades and subjects. Bronx Science's very first career symposium had over 300 successful sessions with almost every single one of your help. The course feedback form got an overwhelming amount of responses, helping underclassmen decide what classes they will take during the next school year. And in collaboration with Love Michael, we reached out to over 210,000 people to advocate for autism acceptance. These events, of many others that we had this year, are proof that even when we're physically apart, we are ready to learn and to adjust to whatever situation we are put in. Furthermore, during our monthly meetings and throughout the school year, many of you did not hesitate to ask questions, proving that you are always eager to learn and to improve. Again, I want to emphasize that NHS would not have been the same without all your feedback and participation. Finally, before I hand it over to Julie, I would like to thank every single one of you one last time. It was truly an honor working with all of you, and I admire your curiosity and your passion for helping out not only the school community, but the world around us. Ms. Cooper, Mr. De Silva, thank you for supporting us every step of the way. Chidima, Roni, Julie, thank you for working with me. I will never forget our 3-hour-long meetings and all the other late night meetings that we had. It was an honor to work with all of you. And most importantly, thank you for being supportive, amazing friends. And as we move on to our next chapters, we will definitely face challenges. Some will be expected and others will be completely unexpected. However, I'm confident that if we remain curious, continuing to value scholarship, we will get through them just like we did this year. I wish all of you the best of luck every step of the way, wherever you go and whatever you choose to do. Thank you. And now, Julie Lynn, the Vice President of Technology, will talk about character.
Thanks, Hannah. Happy Monday, everyone. Even though I don't particularly like Mondays, I'm excited to be here to honor and celebrate our NHS members. I will elaborate on the third pillar of NHS, character. Every action you have taken or completed for NHS demonstrates a noteworthy facet of your character. Although we are always conscious of how others perceive us and their opinions of our personality, their thoughts on us don't capture the true essence of our character. It's kind of like how some of you have Finstas on Instagram, where only a select number of people get to see a different side of you that the public one doesn't portray. You specifically tailor your public one with the image of what you want the viewers to be left with. But all of these aspects are still you. We are more than our given characteristics from others and from ourselves. Character traits are simply labels that can be altered through our actions. But from what I'm learning in psychology, maybe that's not as clear or simple as that. Well, we haven't actually met face-to-face this year. We have observed the dedication and thoughtfulness you have given to the opportunities presented to you in an online world. You have helped us leave a legacy by transforming NHS into a better one, even with all you may have going on at home, with your college apps, maybe troubles with COVID, schoolwork, everything. And a prime example of this would be BXI Declassify. It would not even exist without your contribution. Your perseverance only speaks volumes of what else you can accomplish in your life. It's clear to us that you won't let a pesky little thing like virtual life stop you from embodying the character ideals of NHS. Y'all have a sparkling character, in my opinion, from what I've seen at Bronx Science and from knowing some of you. It's heartwarming when I just think of how lots of you just have study groups in the hallways before big exams when you're helping one another. Or even something simple like your greetings to the people around you, the hugs, the hellos. These actions, big and small, really brighten someone's day. I feel lucky to have been able to serve as an NHS officer, especially getting to know Honoree, Hannah, and Chidima, who make me laugh while I'm doing NHS work, and of course Mr. De Silva for keeping us on track all the time. Because of them, I have become a better version of myself. And I'm pretty sure if you don't like your character, it's not stagnant. You can change traits that you're unhappy with, generally. So keep this in mind when you're off to college and you're meeting hundreds of new people, since we will leave an imprint of our character on them. We know this past year has been incredibly difficult for some of you, so we would just like to thank you and have you know that we admire the grit and strength you have shown, and you continue to spread kindness and be there for one another. Take some time today to reflect on who or what has shaped you into the person you are today. You might have done this for college apps, but keep doing it, it's helpful. The past is always important, but now I want you to focus on the future and how you want to continue to grow as a person and leave the impression of who you want to be. I believe in all of you. And now here's Chidima Agbasi, President of NHS, to talk about leadership.
Thank you, Julie, and greetings all. I would like to begin by wishing everyone a warm welcome. I hope you all are staying safe and, most importantly, always finding ways to enjoy life. First, I want to start by commending you all. To all of our NHS members, all of our supportive teachers, the administration, our parents, and all of our students. You all have been able to endure and push through a hard year full of uncertainties and come out strong. To all of our members, I would like to thank you for being a part in helping our National Honor Society run smoothly. It speaks numbers that you guys were able to adjust to a remote setting and experience the pandemic while also finding ways to give back to your community as an NHS member. I am very grateful to have this opportunity to speak to all of you today, and I am honored to be speaking to all of you on behalf of such an amazing institution like the Bronx High School of Science. Today I will be addressing leadership, the fourth pillar of the National Honor Society. Leadership is strongly interconnected and is a continuation of the pillar of service, as Honoree mentioned before. The leadership pillar involves carrying yourself with dignity and taking responsibility for your own action and participation. A common misconception is that leaders are those that can stand up in front of a crowd and give a speech, or those that are captains of teams or presidents of organizations, but that's not true. You see, we are all leaders. You all have been able to lead your own paths in life, and I have been able to see all of you work and take ownership in finding ways to help your community and those around you. You see, being outspoken and having the ability to control my own life was foreign to me growing up. I was one of those kids that followed directions and did what needed to be done, but I never expanded my horizons to improve myself or my community. When I started high school at this school, the Bronx High School of Science, I faced a huge culture shock and was overwhelmed with many opportunities. Over time, I was able to grow, paving the way for my own future. I was able to join teams and clubs that interested me, becoming comfortable with giving speeches and starting to branch out of my comfort zone. I've been able to communicate with others and realize that I'm surrounded by all of you, a group of intelligent and hardworking leaders. One of the most important lessons I've learned is that being a leader means that some days you will have amazing experiences and other days you will perform at your worst, and that is completely fine. Each and every experience aids in strengthening your character and your ability to direct yourself and others. As a leader of this organization, I can attest to the fact that leaders positively influence those around them and have a drive to be constantly challenged. As Bronx Science students, we have gone through many ups and downs, and as you all are about to embark on a new journey in your lives, I want you all to remember all of your experiences throughout the years and how the skills you have learned have helped build you into the leader you are today. I am sure that all of you will go on to act as leaders in your future schools, the community, and maybe even the world. The world will always need leaders, and it's crucial that you guys, as members of our National Honor Society, understand what it means to be a leader. Each and every one of you have exhibited leadership in your own special ways, with all of your helpful suggestions and contributions to our big projects, and your willingness to help others through tutoring in order to help ease the struggles of remote learning. These are just a few of the ways that you guys have led me and encouraged me to be the best president that I can be for this National Honor Society. As president, I have been able to be inspired by you and all that you do, and I hope that you are able to continue to inspire others, radiating positivity and encouraging others to embrace their inner leader. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that being board members and NHS members during this pandemic was initially a struggle. However, with all of your support, we were able to lift our National Honor Society out of the mud and improve it for the better. We were able to avoid the curveball that the pandemic threw at us and adjust to our entire National Honor Society structure from an in-person setting to a virtual setting. We hope that our improvements will encourage those in the future to take initiative and not be afraid of change. This year has truly provided us with experiences which we have used to embody the true leader in ourselves. I am proud of all of you and all that you have achieved as a member of this organization. I wish you all the best of luck in your future, and I hope that you continue to take responsibility in helping the community around you. Thank you. Now please welcome Noah Getz, a senior, to introduce our first teacher honoree, Dr. LaGrassa.
Thanks, Chidnima. When I think of Bronx Science, I think of room 331. I think of smelling coffee and hot chocolate as I unwound by talking to my research class after a long day. I think of rambling to Dr. LaGrassa about some random idea that I had but didn't understand, then watching her pause and think before helping me put all the pieces together. Recently, Dr. LaGrassa and I had a conversation about quantifying the impact of scientific research. She'd done her PhD on a specific protein expressed in yeast cells, and wondered if tangible benefits would come out of her work. As always, her points were insightful and thought-provoking, but the entire time we spoke, I was distracted. While I didn't know how to evaluate the impact of her thesis, I couldn't help but think about the massive impact that she has had in her role as a teacher and mentor. I can say with absolute certainty that she has changed the trajectory of my life and the lives of all her students. I first had Dr. LaGrassa as a teacher in sophomore year, and have been lucky enough to have her in every year since. When you walk into her room, the final thing that you feel is the energy that radiates throughout it. Dr. LaGrassa has a passion for teaching and learning that she imparts onto her students by simply being in the room with them. When I'm older, I doubt I will remember the steps of the Krebs cycle or the 20 amino acids, but I will always remember Dr. LaGrassa's lessons on how to think creatively and purposefully, like a scientist. While all of these things are great, they aren't what make Dr. LaGrassa such an extraordinary person. That would be her empathy. If you're having a bad day and walk into her classroom, she'll pick up on it in a matter of minutes, then discreetly make it clear that she's always there to talk or listen. And when she isn't preparing lessons or helping out her students, she attends workshops and reads books about how to make her classroom as safe and inclusive as possible. Going from high school to college is difficult, especially since everyone expects us to know exactly what we want to do and who we want to be. And while I can't fully answer either of those questions, I'm so grateful that I have a role model who I can look up to as I try to figure everything out. I'm honored to introduce that person, Dr. LaGrassa.
Thank you. I am so surprised and honored to be invited to talk with you. Extra honored because coming to know your class, especially when I had many of you as sophomores, was, I think, when I started to understand teaching and, in fact, my place in the world. All right, going way back with this, bear with me. At my 6th grade graduation, I expected honors. I was the classic teacher's pet overachiever. So I sat there at the graduation ceremony, expectantly smiling, the sun reflecting off my braces. Top of the class goes to, citizenship goes to, nothing. Then finally, my teacher, Mr. Tangle, called my name. I had won the Nice Person Award. I was so disappointed. I didn't want to be known as a nice person. Smart, creative, even hardworking, but nice. I'd spend my life proving them wrong. Many, many years later, I'm a teacher myself. And before you started appearing in my classes, I thought my students were getting all of me. All my passion about science, about writing, my wisdom from many careers. Whatever I had from those experiences, I shared it with you. That is how I thought I'd inspire you. And maybe that's part of it. But that year, that was when I started really seeing you as the extraordinary individuals you are. Before you, I was so nervous about doing lessons right. It was like my students were the audience in a dark theater. It was all wrong. And then came you, the way you treated one another and treated me. Your incredible kindness, authenticity, humor, big open hearts and big brains. I started feeling like I was a community with you. And we are here living some of our lives together in this space. The whole room lit up. And that light that you shined on our classes together is just a tiny part of the transformative, humanizing effects you folks have had on our school. I know it has been work and not always recognized and not equitably borne, but the love you put into this place will last. During this insane pandemic, even as you experienced unimaginable loss, uncertainty, and disappointment, you kept shining your light and sharing it with those of us needing a little extra. You have a depth of compassion and empathy and a sense of justice that makes me feel secure in our humanity. You brightened every corner of our school, shifting our priorities to emphasize love and equity. Sequestered at home, you came together to run town halls and gift us with speakers, collaborated on a safe school reopening and long overdue conversations about racial equity. You did innovative research, generously taught younger students, formed multi-generational networks, expanded school media in beauty and warmth. Despite our isolation, you created so many opportunities for us to know and value one another. You supported and protected one another, showing unforgettable wisdom and care, even when you knew you'd get little in return, and probably when you thought you had nothing left to offer. As a biologist of the microscopic world, tremendous insight and inspiration comes from finding ways to illuminate the unseen. Whole worlds open up. You do this, you open up worlds. Thanks to you now, I think I understand the values my teacher 35 years ago wanted to convey. Though I'd prefer good or kind, nice implies something superficial, behavioral, without the heart and mind. But anyway, please continue building a world that rewards those qualities that you so beautifully exemplify. Mentorship, collaboration, generosity, humility, advocacy, kindness. The Nobel Prize for medicine goes to those who fought to change the way the world deals with pandemics. The Nobel Prize for Chemistry goes to the generations of people who helped us know our genomes, scientists, doctors, and patients alike. And don't get me wrong, I'll still do all I can to help you visualize your ridiculously awesome cells and their dancing molecules, and interrogate primary sources and write a satisfying narrative and pass the AP exam, but not at the expense of compassion and empathy, listening, asking, how are you? Taking a beat. And sometimes we just won't get through the chi-square lesson, and that's okay. That's my advice to you. When I think of my favorite mentors in college, in research, even in big law, they also often didn't finish stuff on time. They were too busy being caring, good people, nourishing relationships. Even Cloudy teaches me with her insistent little paw to put down the phone and cuddle, which makes me think of someone else I learned from. Sorry about that. My sophomores insisted I share that with you. But seriously, this guy coming up, he's done more than his share of illuminating. So thank you, students and your parents. I am grateful to be in your kind light. And now, please welcome Samama Muntaha, a senior, to introduce our second teacher honoree, Mr. McNichol.
Thank you, Dr. LaGrassa. One of the first jobs for a teacher is to teach. But I'm not just talking about formulas, theories, or definitions. I met this one particular teacher in my freshman year of high school. 13-year-old me was amazed by this man. I didn't even see him every day. I saw him once a week when he came in for lab, and by the time he walked in, we were, for the most part, already wrapping up our work. But he would walk in, encourage us to play with fire, to go crazy, and to quite literally explore the endless opportunities of being a young teenager in a chem lab. Now that I think of it, he wasn't even a chem teacher. He was a fire fanatic. I remember this was so amazing to me because coming into a specialized high school, one of my biggest fears was that I would have to be super formal and to the point all the time to keep up with the prestige and rigor. He was the first person in high school to come up to me and right to my face say, "Don't you dare ever lose your personality." That meant the world to me. I never sat in a traditional classroom with him to be taught by him, but I still learned so many lessons about the world from him, and we shared so many stories because he's the type of person that no matter where he goes, he leaves an impression on you. He has a presence. Beyond being incredibly funny, he's someone that genuinely cares about you and who you are beyond the classroom. He'll ask how you're doing, and he'll recognize that the world isn't perfect, and that just hearing somebody's story can work wonders for them. So thank you for listening to so many of my stories. I am so honored to have had you as my advisor for Senior Council. You led this incredible team 100% virtually, and that's a feat I would have never have imagined you would be able to accomplish as successfully as you did. When you said you wouldn't be returning as senior advisor, my heart shattered at the thought of our future Senior Council members maybe not having the opportunity to see how phenomenal you are and just learn all the life lessons that you taught me. I am so happy that I got to meet you in high school, and more importantly, that I got to meet you as early as I did, because I know for a fact that I would not be the same person standing here today if I hadn't. So it is with great honor that I introduce our next teacher honoree, Mr. McNichol.
Thank you. I'm tremendously honored and humbled by the opportunity to address this convocation today. But I have a problem. I was asked if I could tell some stories or maybe offer some wisdom. I have lots of stories. I can't tell any of them to you. You'll understand why when you're older. But I'm also concerned that I don't have any wisdom. And I may be having an existential crisis about this. So I thought I would share that with you on account of you being teenagers, getting ready to completely upend your lives, change your school, change the style of schooling you are accustomed to, go off, make new friends, study something new for the first time in a new place. All of these things are terribly daunting. So I just wanted to let you know that you don't have to worry. Once you get older and you're an adult and you're established and everything should be nice and calm and secure, you can still have total freakouts. Here's what mine is about: epistemic humility. This is the idea that we should be, and indeed must be, unsure about what it is that we do and don't know. Every time we observe the world, we have the possibility for error in our observations. Every time we learn something about the world, a natural law, for example, we know that that natural law may apply in the circumstances in which it was discovered, but we also know that we can't know everything about the world, and so there may be exceptions. Practically speaking, what that means is that if I want to offer you advice, that means that I should be cautious, because the advice that seems reasonable and logical to me, the advice that I think would work well given my experiences and my context and my predilections, may not be advice that will work well for you. And so in order for me to give you advice, I need you all to know that I am not sure that the things that I would like you to do, or the things that I think will be good for you, are actually going to be good for you. This is the philosophical equivalent of the disclaimer at the end of a commercial for drugs on television, right? Side effects may include, I don't know what your life is and I don't know who you are. That said, there are a few things that have worked really well for me that I would like to encourage you all to try, and maybe they'll work well for you too. They're pretty basic. One of them is to get enough exercise. Go for a walk. Go for a run. If you don't like going for runs, try going slower, or not going so far, and then trying again later. Floss. Flossing your teeth is really basic. It doesn't take very long, and it doesn't take very long to make it a part of your routine. But again, with epistemic humility, I can tell you that in the 10 years since I started flossing on a regular basis, I have stopped getting cavities. Is it possible that this is a coincidence? Yes. Is it possible that other lifestyle changes may have occurred? Yes. Is it possible that the microbiome of my mouth has changed as a result of something not related to flossing? Yes. Is it possible that I'm just on a really long streak of good luck? Yes. But I still haven't gotten any cavities in 10 years, and I also started flossing about that long ago. I'm going to encourage you to try it. I bet good things will happen for you. The third piece of advice is to keep reading and asking questions. The more you learn about the world, the more opportunities you have to ask interesting and good questions of your world, and to be an interesting person for others. Nobody does anything alone. We are here as members of a community. Humans alone are very, very much at risk. So one of the best ways that you can be a member of your community or become a member of a new community is to learn as much as you can about the world. The more you learn, the more you will realize that you don't know very much, and you may end up getting to join me in the epistemic humility existential crisis penalty box, which is fine. I mean, we have snacks, and it's a nice place to hang out, especially if you enjoy philosophy. But I will encourage you all to keep learning about your world, because even if you end up here, you will still know more and still be better able to cope with the demands and needs of your life. And you will be better positioned to be able to make this beautiful world that we have an even better place. I love you all. And now, Mr. De Silva will say some words about our NHS leaders.
Thank you, Mr. McNichol. An organization of this size and complexity cannot thrive without outstanding leadership, and our 4 National Honor Society officers, Chidinma, Honoree, Hannah, and Julie, have truly gone above and beyond in fulfilling this mission. Time and again, these four remarkable individuals developed innovative solutions to complex problems, which include, but are not limited to, revamping the entire National Honor Society credit system, redesigning the National Honor Society website, creating a new hub for National Honor Society using Google Classroom, expanding the school-wide tutoring program, and monitoring the progress of almost 300 National Honor Society members. They all had a common goal: providing our members and the greater Bronx science community with the resources and support they need to succeed and flourish. And they accomplished all of this in the face of unprecedented challenge. And they worked together as a team, fostering a level of collaboration I have never seen among a group of officers. Indeed, it is this quality that makes this group truly shine. So Chidinma, Honoree, Hannah, and Julie, we thank you for your outstanding contributions to the Bronx Science National Honor Society. And when it's time for you to depart, know that you have left the National Honor Society in a much better place than you found it. I will leave you with a quote by Emerson. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. That is to have succeeded. And now, the President of the National Honor Society, Chidinma Agbaisi, will lead you in the National Honor Society Pledge.
Thank you, Mr. De Silva. Members, please find the pledge in your program and join with me as I read it aloud. I pledge myself to uphold to the high standards of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school and maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. I pledge myself to always seek the light of truth, to uphold as fundamental and worthy and untarnished character, to endeavor intelligently and courageously, to be a leader, and to give myself freely in service to others. In doing so, I shall provide myself worthy a place in the National Honor Society. Now, we will be officially inducted into the Bronx Science chapter of the National Honor Society. Here are Griffin and Victoria to officially induct us all.
Thank you, Chidinma. Now, please join us in recognizing all seniors as they are officially inducted into the National Honor Society.
Ilana Abrams. Rami Abu Hashish. Chidinma Agbaisi. Amina Anowara. Labiba Aziz. Ekaterina Balsan. Noel Barilli. Michael Batavia. Antonio Berardi.
Arian Barisha. Timothy Dallas Barrett. Tasluba Bushra. Alina Chan. Benjamin Chan. Caitlin Chan. Kevin Chan. Sarah Chan, Zachary Chan, Maya Chari,
Alexander Chasteen, Uttan Chaudhary, Jane Chen, Justin Chen, Shaitan Olivia Chen, Andrew Chang, Lucia Cho, Samaya Chowdhury, Deandra Cornelio, Ria DaCosta,
Tenzin Yankee Dadak, Gerald Dang, Aiden DeMunden, Wilson Dong, Leo Ellenberg, Taylor Elliott, Fahim Faisal, Vanessa Fang, Juan Flores, William Friedman,
Elizabeth Gadzik, Ayanava Ganguly, Zoya Garg, Noah Benjamin Getz, Sharon Gim, Hannah Gu, J.K. Aroni Gungun, Jacob Grimm, Radia Hawk, Samaya Hawk,
Tahia Hassan, Neil He, Tommy Ho, Isabella Holmes, Jenny Huang, Kelly Huang, Michaela Huang, Stephen Huang, Allison Wong, Adam Meir Ichilov,
Ariana Islam, Shira Jafar, Yushra Jahan, Alanis Jaquez, Unbi Helen Jong, Halen G, Enza Jonas Giugni. Sadie Karp. Ashley Han Kim. Marcus Kim.
Victoria Kuo. Russell Kwong. Caitlin Lee. Ethan Lung. Catherine Lee. Sunzana Lima. Julie Lin. Sonia Lin. Gabriel Lipschitz Via. Yona Litwin.
Joan Ann Liu. Kelly Liu. Avery Look. Rachel Liu. Kevin Liu. Sarah Leiden. Christina Mann. Lavanya Manicum. Aaron Mann. Phoebe Ann Sison Marbid.
Arjun Mazumdar. Timothy Schneider McCarthy. Namira Mehedi. Rohan Mehta. Gina Meng. Samama Muntaha. Jessica Muller. Lola Murty. Emma Wen. Jamie Lee Nicholas.
Samuel O'Dunsey. Emma O'Leary. Morgan Ong. Kevin O. Elizabeth Pan. Alexandra Park. Darlene Park. Allison Pasquale. Ethan Pasquale. Emma Pernebo.
Karen Fua. Angela Fong. Ruhika Panda. Sarah Poon. Sophie Poritsky, Jasmine Posner, Arul Prakash, Itamar Prez, Muntaha Rahman, Samaya Rashid,
Michaela Redmond, Leah Wagner-Reed, Margot Rail, Javeed Saleh Isa, Aviva Schwartz, Aparna Senthilnathan, Jason Sethiati, Krish Shah, Diman Sahid, Zaheen Sharior,
Sadie Sherman, Ilan Sheetreat Klein, Tasfia Schichter, Panayota Siderakis, Matthew Silberfine, Ovia Sivapalan, Julia Sperling, Bailey Steffen, Sharika Tayeba, Tawfika Tajneen,
Hasunu Takei, Winston Ton, Anthony Ton, Andrew Toscas, Tiffany Sai, Giada Valenza, Reese Carolina Quison Villazor, Emmanuel Verdonis, Theodore Y, Elaine Wang, Ella Wilkinson, Jeffrey Wong,
Rachel Wong, Ellen Wu, Caleb Yam, Anna Yi, Dennis Yi, Eric Yu, Rafid Zaman, Andrew Zhang, Vicky Zhang, Si Yuan Zhang, Justin Zong. Tiffany Zong.
Thank you, Victoria and Griffin, for inducting us all. I'd like to quickly say a few words. Thank you to every member for your hard work, and we apologize for alarming you all the time with notifications from Google Classroom and with probations. Thank you to Principal Hoyle for looking out from above, and thank you to Ms. Cooper for all of your support and all of your help with all of our events. And I would also like to thank Honoree, Hannah, Julie, and Mr. De Silva for being the best group of people that I could ever work with. I couldn't ask for anyone else to put up with me and come up with spontaneous creative ideas to help improve our National Honor Society. I will miss our endless impromptu meetings and funny pictures. Mr. De Silva, I hope the next board will treat you well, and we thank you for being such an amazing advisor. Congratulations to all of the seniors and their incredible accomplishment and service to the National Honor Society. Thank you for joining us virtually, and we hope you have a great rest of the evening. Goodbye.